Sunram. Sunram finds an OC left pocket 3 on the way. Tickles a twine.
Now it's Maddie Bass on the drive. Bass, nice move, and Bass with an easy layup.
To the feet, Ruppel brought back down. O'Connor, though, lost the grab and down to the mat. Ruppel with a chance for a pin with 1:15. There it is.
Pick and roll, Kaloran. Hooks it underneath, and a bunny for Hannig.
Right side to Charlie Shaw. Shaw looks right, drives in, attacks the double team, and splits him for the layup.
Halsted Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Well, hello everyone, and a good Thursday evening to you, and welcome to Lisbon. As this evening, it is the 2024 Lisbon Girls Varsity Invitational. Number of area girls wrestling teams in and around the region making the trek here to Lisbon, and a great opportunity for a bunch of matches between different opponents here for the teams here this evening. It is the 2024 Lisbon Girls Varsity Invitational. So thank you so much for joining us here on yourliveevent.com. We will talk with some of the coaches of the participating teams, as well as preview the matchups here tonight a little bit here coming up on our pre-match show, and then get ready for 6 o'clock when our matches will begin here, the 2024 Lisbon Girls Varsity Invitational on yourliveevent.com.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
At Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the R&J Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the R&J Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the R&J Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Back here on yourliveevent.com, Brady Siebel's with you here from the Armory here in Lisbon. Again, the 2024 Lisbon Girls Varsity Invitational. So glad you could join us here on YLE. We'll have a two-mat setup. As you can see, a two-camera setup here. Mat number one, the one to your right on the lower side. That one will feature, for the most part, the varsity wrestlers of the Lisbon Broncos. The majority of the Lisbon Bronco matches will be over here on mat number one, and then mat number two will feature the collection of non-Lisbon wrestlers. The other matches going on here tonight on from the Armory and the Lisbon Girls Varsity Invitational. Let's talk with a couple of area girls coaches here, able to get a chance to chat with a couple of coaches for some of the participating teams. We'll start with the host here in the Lisbon Broncos, Jacob Revere, his pre-tournament coaches comments. Coach, just a Thursday night here. Talk about how great it is to get some area teams to come up here and a chance for your girls to get some competition.
Just nice to get most of our girls to get a lot of matches. Kind of brought in a lot of the more local, kind of some of the smaller teams here. So get them some more matches and get them to be able to get some competition against, again, not practice partners out in the room. Tonight everyone should be wrestling non-teammates, so it's something that we don't always get to see at tournaments and stuff, so that should be fun and exciting to wrestle people that we don't necessarily always wrestle.
Yeah, for sure. Talk about your team throughout the first, part of November into now December. Is kind of what have you seen from the girls each and every day?
The girls have been working really hard this year, being the fourth year that it's a program and girls wrestling is a thing. Each year we've kind of leveled up, so the intensity in the room every single year is getting higher and higher, and this year they've been working extremely hard. One tournament so far this year, and the girls wrestled really well, and again, a lot of good things that we've been seeing and kind of learning a lot and just kind of refining their wrestling skills and abilities.
Yeah, you mentioned that level up. How cool has been able to see kind of, year in, year out with team and just kind of the state overall, right? The improvement of girls wrestling each and every year.
It's awesome, really. Again, being from brand new the first year to now, it looks completely different. It's starting to look a lot like what wrestling looks like. So it's just really fun to see not just our girls, but all the girls across the state get better, and just makes it so we have to work harder to stay competing with them.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you want to see out of your girls on the mat here tonight?
A lot of action on the feet. Hopefully we're moving our feet well, scoring points, looking to, again, score as many points as we can, close out matches if we can, but really just activity and action and trying to at least do something so we can learn from it. If we sit there and don't do anything, we can't really learn. So hopefully we are getting ourselves into wrestling situations so we can either do well or learn from what we need to get better at.
Coach, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Jacob Revere, the coach for the Lisbon Broncos, joined us here on YourLiveEvent.com. Thanks so much for him sparing a couple of minutes before the tournament gets underway. We'll also try to get a comment from him a little bit later tonight when the action has concluded here from the Armory as well. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll also talk with another local area head coach, the coach for Kindred, Trace Baki. Got a chance to talk to him a little bit earlier on today as well. We'll talk with him as that is next right here on the coverage of the Lisbon Girls Varsity Invitational right here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Get ready to make a true impact on the farm. Introducing the HDSR series of staggered rippers from Degelman Industries. At the heart of the machine is the HDSR's staggered two-row setup, which allows for better trash flow and lower draft than an inline ripper. Featuring a shorter implement contour length, easier transport, and better compaction shattering ability than the competitors. The HDSR series from Degelman Industries is engineered tough. Visit our website for more information.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Back here on YourLiveEvent.com, as you can see, the teams getting some warm-ups in on the two mats. Again, mat number one, the mat To the right of you, again, that will feature primarily Lisbon Broncos wrestlers. Mat number 2 then will feature primarily the non-Lisbon Broncos wrestlers here tonight for the Varsity Invitational. Also got a chance to talk with the head coach of the Kindred Vikings girls wrestlers, Trace Bakke, former coach at Hillsborough Central Valley, now has made his way to Kindred. Able to talk with him about how his girls are doing this early part of the season.
Coach, a great opportunity here on a Thursday night for some of your girls to get on the mat and see some competition.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's exciting to see how many girls are here, how many teams are here, and just watching this sport evolve and get better every single year that we have stuff like this on a Thursday or on a Tuesday, and then all of our duels and tournaments on Saturdays. It's great to see.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned it is great to see. I remember a couple years ago, back when I was first doing the broadcasting, it was kind of rumored, it was kind of thought could this happen? And now a couple years later, it's really great to see the evolution and the participation of the girls in and around the state.
Yeah, no, it's crazy to see how much that it's grown. Like you said, when we talked about it 5 years ago, it was kind of the hope was to just get women's wrestling, right? And then now we're sitting here and we have it. It's the fastest growing sport in North Dakota. It's growing to be huge. It's getting to be just like basketball, where it's girls and boys wrestling now, right? We have 2 different tournaments. Duels are different. Teams are different, right? You still get that great aspect of wrestling. Now you're just bringing it into the women world, and it's awesome to see.
Talk about your team here. What have you kind of seen through the first, few weeks at practices and whatnot for the Viking wrestlers?
Yeah, no, it's been good. This is our 3rd competition. We were here earlier for the junior high JV women's tournament. We went to Wahpeton last weekend, and then now we're here. So just kind of to get back on the mat, relearn some of the things that we've been trying to teach. We're still a really young team. I think a lot of teams are just experiencing them being young, a lot of bad moves that, or a lot of bad mistakes, I should say, that are easy to fix, but we just need to fix them, and hopefully by the time that we kind of get past Christmas and get into that grind of season, we are good to rock and roll by the time state comes.
Trace, thanks for the time. Good luck to your wrestlers today.
Absolutely, thank you.
Trace Bakke, coach for the Kindred Vikings, joining us here on YourLiveEvent.com. Take a break. When we come back, we'll take a look at all the other events going on around the state. That is being broadcast here on YourLiveEvent.com. We'll look at our out-of-town scoreboard when we return. YourLiveEvent.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the 3-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner 3. Good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at YourLiveEvent.com.
When you choose Farmers Union Insurance, you're backed by an insurance policy provider that meets your specific requirements. At Farmers Union Insurance Gullis & Olson Agency, they offer reliable insurance policies from homeowners, farm and ranch, contractors, small businesses, and more. Let Lance, Shelby, and the staff at Gullis & Olson Agency take care of you today. For more information, stop into their office on Main Street in Lisbon for Farmers Union Insurance Gullis & Olson Agency.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Green Earth Landscaping offers a full range of services, including commercial and residential landscape design and installation, maintenance and sprinkler services. From outdoor kitchens to patios, retaining walls, lighting, fine grade, sod and hydroseed, and anything in between, Green Earth Landscaping has you covered, servicing the Fargo-Moorhead area and beyond. For more information, go online to greenearthnd.com. That's greenearthnd.com.
Brady Siebels with you here tonight, coming from the Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth. Stock Growers Bank is your small town bank and big time partner. With the Stock Growers mobile app, experience banking at your fingertips anytime, anywhere. Bank near so you can go far with Stock Growers Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. And thanks for joining us here. A busy night of sports action here on yourliveevent.com. Again, as our season is just getting underway for the Lisbon Broncos, the triangular for the boys just down the hall, as well as girls basketball as well. Take a break, get back with more on yourliveevent.com.
Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
The Kindred District looks to collaboratively cultivate an environment that challenges learners to reach their full potential in a student-centered, community-supported environment while building authentic relationships that promotes active engagement in learning, literacy, and life. Kindred Public Schools' mission is to educate, prepare, and maximize student potential. Kindred Public School District, student-centered, community-supported. For more info about upcoming school events and news, go online to kindred.k12.us.
Back here, yourliveevent.com. So glad you could join us again. A busy night of broadcasting here on yourliveevent.com. Games tonight include Badger Greenbush Middle River versus Mahnomen Wahpeton in boys basketball over on the Minnesota side, as well as doubleheader boys and girls, Bagley versus Climax Fisher. In girls basketball, it's the Barnes County tournament at Valley City State University, as well as the Lisbon Broncos girls are on the road at Caston to take on Central Cass, as well as Midway Minto is taking on Mayport CG. That game is being played in Findlay. For wrestling on yourliveevent.com, Ellendale Edgeley Kulm is taking on Kindred in a boys wrestling duel. And then just down the hall in the main gym, it's a triangular featuring the Lisbon Broncos and against Breckenridge Wahpeton, as well as Valley City. And, of course, we're here tonight in the Armory for the girls' Lisbon Varsity Girls Invitational. Again, mat number 1 will be the one to your right. That will primarily feature Lisbon Broncos wrestlers. That one, first match will be Alexis Ranke against Claire Lathrop. Mat number 2 will have Clara Stevens as well for LaMoure LM. And thanks for joining us here on yourliveevent.com from the Bank North. Our scoreboard here is brought to you by Bank North. Visit them online at banknorth.bank. So just about ready to get started. Lathrop for Breckenridge Wahpeton, Ranke for Lisbon on mat number 1. As both of them getting the ankle bands on. And our first match is underway. Again, that's Alexis Renke for Lisbon, Claire Lathrop for Breckenridge Wahpeton. Here, mat number 1, our first match at the Girls Invitational, as Lathrop in on a shot attempt. Renke with a sprawl, looking to spin behind. 2-minute first periods. All periods are 2 minutes long, 2-2-2. As Lathrop now in on a crossface, Renke on a crossface. She'll get the 3-point takedown. Take the early lead, 30 seconds into the match. She'll spin behind to look for some top control. It's about ready to get settled on mat number 2 as well. Our left mat for a couple of wrestlers. As Renke in on a cradle attempt, going to look for some pinfall. Here, first period, still plenty of time. She can settle in. She's got 1 minute and 10 seconds left to try to get the fall. Official right there and calls the fall. Alexis Renke will pick up the first victory here. The girls invite a pinfall victory in 55 seconds over Breckenridge Wahpeton's Claire Lathrop.
Now wrestling on mat number 1, Emerson Schwab from Lisbon, Haley Ford, Valley City. On deck, Lila Gillespie, Lisbon, Quinn Slettendall, Breckenridge Wahpeton.
So again, glad you could join us here on YLE. Emerson Schwab of Lisbon, Haley Ford of Valley City. Our next match on mat number 1. So getting mat number 2 settled for their first matches. So Bronco versus the Highliners. They'll wrestle center of the mat. A couple snap down attempts by Schwab, defended there by Ford. 20 seconds gone in the period. Hand fighting between the two. Snap down attempt by Schwab. That's defended. Now in on a shot is Schwab. Single leg, now going to transition it into a double look to drive and will finish for the 3. Schwab will get a quick 3-point takedown 40 seconds into the match. Has both legs, going to look for a quick turn. Ford, though, able to belly herself back out. We'll see what Schwab can do, wrestling in the top position. 2-on-1, battle for wrist control. Halfway through the period on our Bank North scoreboard. Schwab will run a half. Ford able to peel it. Now Schwab back in on wrist control and a crossface. Reaching through. Has the far wrist locked. And now able to belly Ford out. Going to walk around, going to try to lock up a cradle. Has it locked up, now he's got to arch it back. 35 seconds remaining in the first period. Schwab with a 3-0 lead. Schwab loses the grip, but now stays with the crossface. Looking to spin behind, run around the head. Final 25 seconds of the period. Ford defending tough, hip down. Try not to give up any more points. Final 10 seconds in the period. Chicken Wing going to look to run with it. Final 5 seconds. Can she get a couple points before the end of the period? Final 3, 2, 1. We'll get a whistle, but not at the angle, so no near fall points awarded. So it'll be 3-0. Schwab with the lead. Yeah, new changes in high school wrestling. It's takedown is worth 3 points. Now a recent change, as well as the near fall calculator. Now it used to be a count of 3 for 2 points, a count of 5 for 3 points. Now it's recently been changed for this year. It's now 2 points for a count of 2, 3 points for a count of 3, and 4 points for a count of 4. I've seen that early on as well this season. Just how you have to try to affect with those matches. So still neutral position. Schwab with a 3-0 lead. Halfway gone in the second period. Hand fighting. Trying to push the other one. Shot attempt by Schwab. Sprawl by Ford. Ford able to kick her leg back free. Still neutral. 50 seconds remaining in the period. Still circling around the center. Shot attempt. Schwab, Ford with a sprawl. Ford with a front headlock. Reshot attempt by Ford. Into a throw attempt by Schwab. She's got 3. She's going to look for the pinfall. 20 seconds, she gets it. Emerson Schwab, the winner by fall. 3 minutes, 41 seconds for the Broncos to pick up the victory there on mat number 1. So we'll move on to our next match here at mat number 1. Again, mat number 1 going to feature primarily the Lisbon Bronco wrestlers. It's going to send it back to the scores table. Just working out the track wrestling website here. So we get that settled. Take a quick break. Be back with more on YourLiveEvent.com.
Make your stop before or after the game at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota. Stop out throughout the week for mouth-watering lunch specials weekdays and mark Friday nights down on the calendar for prime rib, ribeye steak, or some walleye at the Knickerbocker. For more information or to find out about daily specials, give the Knickerbocker a like on Facebook by searching the Knickerbocker. Great food and good people. You can find it all at the Knickerbocker in Hickson, North Dakota.
So ready to go on mat number 1. Lila Gillespie for Lisbon. Quinn Sletdahl of Breckenridge Wahpeton will be our next match. And as they wrestle 124 pounders. As after this match, then we'll get mat number 2 already enrolling. Mat number 1 has more matches. Again, the primarily Lisbon Bronco mat. As neutral position still. And we'll get a 3-point takedown. Looking to run, spin behind. But able to bail herself back out. Instead, keeps the grip. 20 seconds gone in the period. Final 15 seconds of the period. And as Gillespie will keep in the top control to finish our first period. So Sletdahl will choose the down position. Gillespie with top control. 10 seconds gone in the period. That's going to look for a breakdown. Has Ellendale broken to the belly. With a crossface. 20 seconds gone in the period. See what you can do on top. Reaching for the far ankle, going to try for a breakdown. Keeps the arm. Bit of a scramble here. And Gillespie able to still remain in top control. 40 seconds gone in the period. As Ellendale bellied out. Reaching for the crossface once again. Still in top control. I'm going to try to bring the arms together for a cradle. Ellendale able to break the grip though. 50 seconds remain in the period. Gillespie now going to keep the crossface. Look to run out to this side. Loses the grip. Little high. Has to readjust her position. Ellendale though able to get back to her base. Looking for a breakdown. 30 seconds remaining in the period. Able to run the half. 15 seconds. Going to look for some back points before the end. Gillespie has some near fall points. Now looking for the fall. Final 10 seconds. Ellendale going to have to try to fight off of her back. 5 seconds remaining. Official right there looking for the fall. And running out of time. But it's a 4-point near fall.
Okay. On deck, mat number 2, ready to wrestle. Eden Riddle, LaMoure, Emerson Merkel, EEK. On deck, mat number 2. Gabby Henry, Valley City, Bill Erickson, Northern Mass.
As Gillespie in on a cradle once again, you'll look for the fall. As we're getting ready for our first matches here on mat number 2 as well. Ellendale able to get herself back to a belly, but it's 4 near fall points, and it's a 14-0 lead. Gillespie now going to look for the pinfall. Has the tech fall secured. Now wants to get the pin. Final 50 seconds. And there's the fall. So Lila Gillespie will pick up the pinfall victory. Madeline Krillin of Lisbon, Raven Skunberg of Breckenridge Wahpeton. Our next matchup on mat number 1. Mat number 2, that's Clara Steffes of LaMoure-LM. Krellin in on a shot attempt, reshot, but able to spin around, and Krellin will get the 3-point takedown before they go out of bounds. Against Raven Skunberg of Breckenridge Wahpeton. So Krellin will start in the top position. Off the whistle. Skunberg in on a stand-up. Mat return by Krellin, able to remain in top control, and then back out of bounds. 25 seconds gone in the period. So the escape point. Scunberg will make it 3-1. But then Krellin back in on a takedown. Quickly go up 6-1. And now near fall points coming, and Madeline Krellin will get the pinfall victory in 2:55 over Raven Scunberg of Breckenridge Wahpeton.
Lisbon. Now wrestling on mat number 1, Melina Rebson, Lisbon. Marley Miller, EEK. On deck, mat number 1, Addison Bauman, Lisbon. Spencer Brown, Valley City.
So Melina Rebsum of Lisbon, Marley Miller of EEK is our next match on mat number 1. Shot attempt, Rebsum, Whizzer. Miller though able to look away and face. Miller will put in a crossface. Rebsum will get back to her feet. Reshot, still grabbing at that near leg. Miller looking to spin behind. 30 seconds gone in the first period. Able to pop the head is Rebsum, still neutral, and now the 3-point takedown. And we'll get a whistle. And we'll get blood time. Blood time for Rebsum. She leads 3-0, 27 seconds gone in the period. Again, we wrestle here, the 2024 Lisbon Girls Varsity Invitational. And so glad you could join us here on yourliveevent.com. As we'll get a fall over on mat number 2.
Winner by fall, mat number 2, Eve Riddle. Now wrestling on mat number 2, Gabby Hanning, Valley City. Del Erickson, Northern Cats. On deck, mat number 2, Brooklyn Ponzer, Oaks. Bethany,
So Rebsum able to get the
Valley City.
blood cleaned up. Again, you get 5 minutes for blood time. As we'll get a whistle and still a little bit of blood. Gonna have to clean up a little bit more on the fingers of Rebsum. So you got a minute 23. Rebsum with a 3-0 lead. Got the early takedown. As 4-point near fall for Rebsum, but then a 2-point reversal for Miller. And we'll get blood time once again. So Rebsum with a 7-2 lead. So it's 7-2. 56 seconds remaining in the period. Able to get a stand-up was Repsum, so it's now 8-2. Bow through the center of the mat. 30 seconds gone in the first period. Snap down attempts remain neutral. Shot attempt, Repsum, but they go out of bounds. No change, still neutral. .24 seconds remaining. 8-2. Repsum with the lead. And end of this first period, it's 8-2. And it's now 12-2. Repsum with the lead. And edge of the mat, they'll go out of bounds. We'll get a restart. Off the whistle, stand-up attempt by Miller. Transitions it into a double leg finish. Repsum still with control. So Isabel Erickson, Gabriella Hanning is the match over on mat number 2. Still 12-2. Repsum still in top control. They're looking to turn face. 40 seconds remain in the second period. And we'll get a stalemate. No change. Off the whistle, Miller on a stand-up attempt. They'll look for a headlock throw. Has it. Repsum bellied out. And so Miller will just spin behind. We'll get the 2 reversal points, but she trails 12-4. Pin over there on mat number 2. Brooklyn Bonzer, Bethany Schultheis the match on mat number 2. We begin period number 3. So Brooklyn Ponzer of Oaks, Bethany Schultheis of Valley City, our match over on mat number 2. As center of the mat, they'll circle in and around. And they'll go out of bounds. As Repsum still able to get the reversal. As Repsum will now take a 15-9 lead, but then reversal right back for Miller. Ponzer and Scholdeis still no score. They're on mat number 2. But Scholdeis able to pop the head out. She'll get a takedown to take the first points in that match. Repsum still with a 6-point lead going into the third with 1 minute remaining in the third period. As now Repsum looking for, gets the reversal, had the cradle locked up, lost the grip, but still, it's 2 points for the reversal, make it 19-7. But then Miller able to get a reversal of her own right to the back. She's going to look for the pinfall with 40 seconds left. Miller of EEK will get the pinfall. So Scholdeis still leads 3-0, going to look for a turn. And end of the first period, no change.
Wrestling on mat number 1, Addison Bowman, Lisbon, Spencer Brown, Valley City.
Spencer Brown, Valley City. So Alexis Bauman, Spencer Brown, the match on mat number 1. As Bauman in on a shot attempt. Still with top control, leads 3-0. And backdrop looking for some near fall points. And getting it Addison Bauman, the winner by fall over Spencer Brown of Valley City. They're at 112 pounds.
Winner by fall, Addison Bauman. On deck for now wrestling on mat number 1, Leslie Johnson, Lisbon, Grace Kasowski.
So Presley Johnson and Grace Kozowski, our next match. Johnson from Lisbon, Kozowski from Breckenridge Wahpeton. So neutral position, this is 118 pounds. Battle in the center. As in on a shot attempt is Kozowski. Sprawl attempt here by Johnson. Still neutral. 45 seconds remaining in the period. And able to spin behind is Johnson. She'll get the three-point takedown. .30 seconds gone in the period. Johnson going to look to run the half. A little bit high, loses it, but able to transition it. Got a count of one. But able to get back to a base was Kozowski. Johnson leads 3-0. And end of the period, we'll get 1 point for Kozowski. She trails 3-1 to Johnson of Lisbon.
Winner on mat number 2, Bethany Solheitz, Valley City.
Bethany Scholdice of Valley City with the victory.
Victoria Sanchez, Valley City, Monica Menke, Kindred. On deck mat number 2, Deegan Kirschman, Valley City, Liam Glynn, EEK.
And to start the period, it is Johnson on top. And on a stand-up is Kozowski, going to look to stay in bounds. She does so, gets the escape point, cuts her deficit within 1. It's 3-2. Johnson still with the lead. So Victoria Sanchez of Valley City and Annika Mange of Kindred is the match over on mat number 2. With Sanchez a quick 3-0 lead on the takedown. Kozowski able to get 3 points of her own. She'll take her first lead of the match. And now 5-3. As Sanchez for Valley City in on a turn, going to look for some near fall points. Turn here by Kozowski, going to look for the fall and gets it. Grace Kozowski of Breckenridge Wahpeton will get the pinfall at 118 pounds.
Results, mat number 1, winner by fall, Grace Kasowski.
So Arlie Rammerman and Maya Miller.
Arlie Rammerman.
The next match on mat number 1.
Maya Miller. On deck, mat number 1. Violet Hen, Lisbon, Naomi Miller, Kindred.
So we'll start neutral here on mat number 1. Fall there on mat number 2 for the Valley City wrestler. As Miller looking for a cow catcher, instead defended by Rammerman and the 3-point takedown. Ali Rammerman of Lisbon will get the 3-point takedown. I'm going to try to work tough on top. Rammerman with a 3-0 lead, 1 minute gone in the period, looking for a crossface. Has it flipped over? And gonna look for the pinfall and getting it. Arlie Raymond of Lisbon, the pinfall over Maya Miller in 1 minute 20 seconds. As we'll go to 142 pounds.
Winner by fall, Arlie Rammerman, Lisbon. Now wrestling on mat number 1, Violet Hen, Lisbon, Naomi Miller, Kindred.
Violet Hen of Lisbon, Naomi Miller of Kindred. This 142-pound matchup. Here on mat number 1. Shot attempt defended though, and able to clear the head is Miller. She'll get a 3-point takedown right to the back. Gonna look for some near fall points. And though able to belly herself back out, get to her base. No near fall points awarded. As now a sit up and able to face the opponent is Hen. Looking to break the grip, does so. Now gonna have to try to spin behind. Miller, though, able to remain in top control. Now shoots a half, back points upcoming. So 1 minute and 5 seconds remaining in the period. And there's the fall. Naomi Miller of Kindred will get the pinfall victory over Violet Hen of Lisbon.
Winner by fall.
1 minute and 3 seconds.
Now wrestling on mat number 1, Beta Carbon, Lisbon, Catherine Russell, Valley City. On deck,
Beta Carl Blum of Lisbon and Catherine Russell of Valley City will be our next match on mat number 1. This 148-pound weight class. And as we'll start at 148 pounds, Russell for Valley City, Carl Bloom of Lisbon. Duck under into a shuck. Russell will get the 3-point takedown, 15 seconds in. Let's see what Russell can do on top, edge of the mat. Has the near wrist and a hold of it. Victoria Sanchez of Valley City will pick up the victory on mat number 2.
Valley City, Liam Glynn, EEK. On deck, mat number 2. Ava Carbon, Lisbon. Sierra Steppas, LaMoure.
As Russell, near fall points upcoming, going to look for the fall. Carbloom going to try to bridge out. 40 seconds, plenty of time for Russell to settle in. And there's the fall. Catherine Russell of Valley City will pick up the pinfall victory. As we'll then go to 100 pounds. Laura Shelton of Lisbon, Marley Miller of EEK. So Aurora Shelton, Marley Miller will be our next match. However, running into the half-hour in-between matches limit that we have.
The Lisbon Public School District ensures that all students will learn, experience success, and be good students from elementary through high school. The school staff and community takes great pride in providing meaningful, innovative opportunities for students who continue to maintain ACT scores above state and national averages. Watch your kids continue to grow within the Lisbon Public School District, from the playing surface to the classroom. For more information, go online to lisbon.k12.nd.us.
Guiding light.
Back here on yourliveevent.com as we wrestle mat number 1 and mat number 2. LaMoure with a 9-4 lead over on mat number 2. So we'll do some readjusting, just again the half-hour time limit in between. So Emerson Schwab of Lisbon, Valeria Acosta, Batista of Valley City. So these are a couple of 136-pound wrestlers. And Schwab quickly in on a shot attempt. Batista on a sprawl, trying to keep the front headlock. Battle for position. Schwab able to pop her head out. Has a front headlock and a crossface. And try to drive Batista over. Grabs the far ankle. So no points awarded. Batista grabbing at the near leg. Schwab looking to run. Still has the crossface. And we'll get the grip cleared, and we'll get the 3-point takedown. Emerson Schwab, the 3-point takedown. As now Schwab on a crossface. Going to look for some near fall points. Still plenty of time. She can settle in with 35 seconds remaining. And there's the fall. Emerson Schwab, the pinfall victory for Lisbon for Valeria Acosta Batista. So Melina Rebsum and Eden Riddle of LaMoure, our match on mat number 1. So take a break. Be back with more at yourliveevent.com.
At Stock Growers Bank in Lisbon, let them turn your dreams into reality and help watch them grow. Loan Officer Wyatt Smith will give you a tailored solution to fit your unique requests. From farming, buying a new home, or investing in your future, he has you covered. Stock Growers Bank celebrating 125 years of banking in your local communities. For more information, call Wyatt at 701-683-5000. Stock Growers Bank, where your success is their top priority. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. The Northern Cass School District believes that every learner can change the world. That's why they provide a world-class education. Northern Cass will commit to purposely build trust, develop authentic relationships, and engage in innovative practices which will empower learners to be choice-ready. Northern Cass is dedicated and passionate about relationships, teaching and learning, self-reflection, acknowledging greatness, and support of the community. For more information, go online to northerncasschool.org. That's northerncasschool.org. In today's fast-paced world, your business needs more than just numbers. It needs an alphabet roadmap with Olson Accounting. A is for accounts payable, where every dollar counts. B stands for balance sheets, keeping your finances on track. And C represents cash flow, the lifeblood of your business. At Olson Accounting, they're more than just number crunchers. Discover the difference with their trusted expertise, personalized service by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
At Polar Communications, innovation is in our DNA. We're pioneers, always looking ahead to what's next to ensure our communities thrive. We were the first in the state to offer gig services, and we didn't stop there. We continue to lead the way in delivering high-quality, reliable technology to your doorstep. A better experience starts here.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, North Dakota is Southeastern North Dakota's premier building supply headquarters. They have it all from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell and have over 110 combined years of experience. With their large inventory to sell from and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
So wrestling here on YourLiveEvent.com. Mat number 2 is Aubrey Boston of Breckenridge Wahpeton, Alexis Renke of Lisbon, 155-pound matchup. As Renke looking for a turn. Boston, though, able to belly herself back out. As that'll do the end of the second period. It's Renke with an 11-4 lead. Excuse me, that was 4 near fall points, so that'll make it a tech fall, as Alexis Renke will pick up the tech fall victory for Aubrey Boston of Breckenridge Wahpeton. So that'll move to Taryn Raisler of Kindred, Raven Skunberg of Breckenridge Wahpeton. So that match won't happen, so instead we'll move to Lillian Oster of Lisbon and Cora Albert of Northern Cass.
Now wrestling on mat number 2, Lillian Oster, Lisbon, Cora Albert, Northern Cass.
So again, mat number 1, just waiting for a couple of falls, so you have to wait for the 30-minute in between matches. So that's where we're at. There at 100 or at mat number 1. But again, it's Lillian Oster of Lisbon, Cora Albert of Northern Cass. A couple of 190-pounders. Center of the mat. I'll break apart, come back to the center, collar and elbow ties. Still battling in the center of the mat. Neutral position.
Okay, now wrestling on mat number 1. Aurora Shelton, Lisbon. Marley Miller, EEK.
So now Aurora Shelton of Lisbon, Marley Miller of EEK, our match on mat number 1. As Oster on a turn, going to look for the fall, gets it. Leon Oster, the pinfall over Core Albert of Northern Cass.
Lisbon. Now wrestling on mat number 2. Lila Gillespie, Lisbon. Faith Nance, Valley City.
So, Lila Gillespie of Lisbon, Faith Nance of Valley City. Match on mat number 2. Aurora Shelton, Marley Miller, the match on mat number 1.
On deck, mat number 2. Camden, Campbellman, Valley City, Emerson, Marple, EEK.
As Shelton with a quick 3-point takedown. Now going to look for near fall. Has the cradle locked up and try to arch it back. Has the cradle locked up. Going to look for the fall. Miller going to have to try to fight off of her back. Gillespie with a 3-point takedown as well on mat number 2 against Faith Nance. Shelton still 10 seconds, going to try to look for the pinfall. Has the cradle locked up. Final couple of seconds before the end of the period. As Miller able to fight off of her back. Will make it to the second period, but it'll be 4 near fall points for Shelton. 7-0 is the lead. Gillespie now in on a turn as well. She has a half Nelson, going to look to run with it, able to do so. Nance going to try to bridge. Gets back to her belly, but it is a 2-point near fall. And so now Gillespie will take a 5-0 lead. So 2 Lisbon wrestlers, both of them with leads. Aurora Shelton is on mat number 1, but Miller able to get an escape. Make it now 7-1 the score. As Gillespie over on mat number 2 looking for a turn against Faith Nance of Valley City. Able to get the turn. Is Gillespie going to look for some near fall points? 8-0 with the lead. And we'll get a whistle. We'll get a 4 near fall. Then we'll get an illegal move. So it'll be a 1-point penalty point to Nance. Make the score 12-1. So in on a cradle, and Gillespie will get the pinfall victory over Faith Nance. There in the second period. 7-4. Shelton with the lead, but Miller has gotten it within 3, and now a half Nelson attempt by Miller. Short time, and Shelton able to get the break by the end of the period. She'll lead 7-4. So Camden Capperman, Emerson Merkel, the matchup. Capperman from Valley City, Merkel from EEK. And Shelton able to get back up to her feet, going to try to look for the escape point, mat return, and Miller able to remain in top control. Capperman Merkel getting underway on mat number 2. Shelton leads by 3, and on a throw attempt there is Merkel from EEK. Going to look for the fall. Capperman going to have to try to fight off of her back. Unable to do so. Emerson Merkel of EEK will get the pinfall over Camden Capperman of Valley City. Bethany Sanchez, Valley City. Annika Mange of Kindred the next match on mat number 2. Miller still trailing by 3. Shelton holding on to a 7-4 lead. Miller still on top. So final couple of seconds. Miller still with top control, but Shelton able to remain tough on bottom, not give up any points. And so, Aurora Shelton will get a 7-4 victory over Marley Miller. Mange of Kindred on a takedown against Schultheis. They're on mat number 2. She's going to look to run the half. Melina Rebsum of Lisbon, Eden Riddle of LaMoure, the next matchup on mat number 1. So Mange will retain that 3-0 lead. Halfway gone in the first period. And it's Rebsum of Lisbon, Riddle of LaMoure on mat number 1. Shot attempt by Rebsum. Sprawl by Riddle. And Riddle able to get the 3-point takedown. So Riddle still with top control. Man number 1, man number 2. Mange leads 3-0. Both wrestlers trying to ride tough on top. And on a stand-up attempt is Rebsum, and we'll get a stalling warning. And then the escape point. So Rebsum will get a 1-point escape. She trails Riddle 3-0. Starting the second period over on mat number 2. Mange and Schultheis neutral position. Mange with a 3-0 lead. 3-point takedown by Riddle. There before the end of the period, she'll take a 6-1 lead. So Schultheis on a takedown. Even it up at 3 apiece, going to look for some near fall points. As Rebsum in on a shot attempt. Sprawl there by Riddle. Able to belly Rebsum out. Riddle with a 6-1 lead. Schultheis looking for a cow catcher over on mat number 2. Going to try to throw it. 45 seconds for Schultheis to try to get the throw. Get a 3-point near fall. 7-3, Schultheis with the lead. 3-point takedown for Riddle for LaMoure. She leads 9-1 as Rebsum in on a stand-up attempt. Both top wrestlers going to try to wrestle tough on top. Short time. Schultheis going to look for the throw. Snap down attempt. Rebsum back on her feet over on mat number 1, and they'll go out of bounds. So 9-5, Rebsum with a mat return, but we'll get a class being called. And so that'll be a penalty point to Riddle. Mange in on a shot attempt for Kindred against Schultheis. 7-4 Schultheis with the lead there. And as we get a whistle, we'll get another clasp. On Rebsum, there'll be another penalty point for Riddle. Final 6 seconds in the second period. Minute 20 remaining in the third period. Mat number 2. They're back to neutral. Schultheis and Mange. Schultheis with a 3-point lead. They end the second period. 11-5. Riddle with the lead for LaMoure on mat 1. As they'll start neutral. Shot attempt. Rebsum. Riddle with the sprawl. Grabs at the far ankle. Able to belly Rebsum out. Going to try to spin behind. Final 30 seconds. Sprawled out is Schultheis. Mange a takedown would tie it up and potentially send us to overtime. Riddle just driving, able to bring Rebsum to her belly, going to spin behind and get the 3-point takedown. Make it now 14-5 with a minute and 10 seconds remaining. Schultheis able to get the takedown for Valley City, and Bethany Schultheis for the Highlanders will pick up the victory over Annika Mange of Kindred. Next matchup on mat number 2, Victoria Sanchez of Valley City. Quinn Sletdahl of Breckenridge Wahpeton. So in on a turn is Riddle, going to look for the fall. Eden Riddle, 35 seconds remaining to try to get the pinfall victory. As Melina Rebson going to try to fight off of her back. Final 20 seconds, and there it is. Eden Riddle of LaMoure will pick up the pinfall victory over Melina Rebson. As then our next match is 112 pounds. Edison Bauman of Lisbon, Taryn Raisler of Kindred. As we'll start here, Addison Bauman, Lisbon, Taryn Raisler of Kindred. As actually it'll be Maddie Krellin of Lisbon, Grace Kozowski of Breckenridge Wahpeton, our next match. Sanchez of Valley City with a 7-0 lead, a minute gone in the first period over Quinn Sletdahl of Breckenridge Wahpeton, as Sanchez now going to look for a turn, has near fall points upcoming. Sanchez going to try to readjust the grip, still neutral position between Kozowski and Krellin. As Sanchez will get the pinfall victory over on mat number 2. Haley Ford, Valley City, Elizabeth Cherry of Breckenridge Wahpeton, the next match on mat number 2. Still neutral position over on mat number 1. We'll have blood time over on mat number 2. So Elizabeth Cherry of Breckenridge Wahpeton not wrestling today. So no score after the first period between Krellin and Kozowski on mat number 1. So Deegan Kirchman of Valley City, Naomi Miller of Kindred, our next match on mat number 2. That's 142 pounds. Still neutral, or excuse me, still no score. Krellin with top control. Spun around, decided to remain in control. Kirchman and Miller now getting underway over on mat number 2. Miller from Kindred, Kirchman from Valley City. Looking for a turn is Krellin, as well as a front headlock here by Kirchman over on mat number 2. Carlin not quite at a takedown yet now. Excuse me, she started on top position. Kirchman, though, able to get the 3-point takedown 50 seconds into the first period. McCrellan looking to ride tough on top. 20 seconds remaining in the period. Puts in a crossface. Kirchman for Valley City still with a 3-0 lead. Has a half Nelson locked up. McCrellan on a crossface. Final 10 seconds. Kozowski hip down. Now going to work back up to her base. Final 5 seconds of the second period. Miller back to her base over on mat number 2. That'll end period number 1. Still no score as we go to the third period. So we'll start neutral position. On mat number 1, throw attempt. Crellin gonna look to go for it, gets it! Maddie Crellin with the 3-point takedown right to the back. Near fall points upcoming. Kozowski's gonna try to fight off of her back. Crellin can just settle in. She's got 95 seconds. Kozowski, though, able to belly herself out. But it's a 4-point near fall to go up 7-0. And Crellin now with a crossface. So Crellin going to try to run with it. Still 3-0, second period. As Kirchman will start in the down position. Naomi Miller trails by 3, going to have to try to do something on top. Again, thanks for joining us here on yourliveevent.com. As we wrestle in the 2024 Lisbon Girls Varsity Invitational. Thank you for holding in on our technical difficulties. I have the pen and paper for the matches here. As Carlin will get the turn and the pinfall over Grace Kozowski. As that'll go 118 pounds, Presley Johnson of Lisbon. Maya Miller of Kindred is our next match on mat number 1. So Deegan Kirchman of Valley City with a 4-0 lead after the escape point. As we'll get set for mat number 1. Again, Presley Johnson of Lisbon. Maya Miller of Kindred. An hour and 20 minutes of wrestling in so far. Again, thank you for tuning in and staying with us on yourliveevent.com. We figure out some track wrestling. I have it all figured out right now. So Johnson Miller, center of the mat. They're going to circle around, collar and elbow tie up between the two. Kirchman still with a 4-0 lead, neutral position. Final couple of seconds of the second period there. They'll go to period number 3. Deegan Kirchman of Valley City, Naomi Miller of Kindred. Man number 1 is Presley Johnson of Lisbon, Maya Miller of Kindred. Shot attempt by Johnson. And try to suck it in, sprawl by Miller. They start neutral on mat number 2 between Naomi Miller and Kirchman. Able to duck the head is Maya Miller. She'll get the 3-point takedown, but then it's caught with clasping, so it'll be a technical violation of 1 point. So Maya Miller will take a 3-1 lead now as Presley Johnson will get the penalty point. Kirchman of Valley City still with a 4-0 lead. 85 seconds remaining in that period. Front headlock by Kirchman. We'll get a restart over on mat number 1. Johnson with a stand-up off the whistle. But mat return there by Miller. Miller, though, going to shoot the half. Trying to belly down is Johnson, unable to do so. Miller runs the half and will get near fall points. Maya Miller of Kindred will get the pinfall. Maya Miller of Kindred, the winner by fall in the first period over Lisbon's Presley Johnson. So Arlie Rammerman of Lisbon, Belle Erickson of Northern Cass the next match. Out of bounds they go. Still a 7-0 lead for Kirkshinman of Valley City over Naomi Miller of Kindred. So again, Arlie Rammerman of Lisbon, Belle Erickson of Northern Cass on mat number 1. So, final couple of seconds. Deegan Kirkshinman of Valley City will take a 7-0 victory over Naomi Miller of Kindred. Next matchup will be Aurora Shelton of Lisbon, Spencer Brown of Valley City. Rammerman Erickson on mat number 1, neutral position. And so, take a brief pause here. Again, waiting the time limit between the matches. So on mat number 2, a little bit of a brief pause. So focus on mat number 1. Arlie Rammerman of Lisbon, Belle Erickson of Northern Cass. Minute gone in the period. 2 minutes each period. So we wrestle girls, Lisbon Girls Varsity Invitational. Our scoreboard from Bank North, banknorth.bank. Battle in the center, 30 seconds remaining in the first period. Collar elbow ties. Rammerman with a shot attempt though. Erickson able to get the leg back free. As end of the first period. Erickson and Rammerman, no score. So Rammerman will start the period in the down position. No score. Erickson will take top control. First move, stand-up attempt by Rammerman. That's defended by Erickson. Erickson looking to lock up a cradle. Erickson out to the side, going to try to lock the hands. Rammerman, though, able to get back to her base. Erickson grabbing at the ankle, going to look for a breakdown. 30 seconds gone in the period. Erickson going to look for wrist control now. Rammerman of Lisbon going to try the stand-up. Into a knee slide. Erickson, though, able to follow and lock up the cradle. Erickson now going to try to lock up a cradle, but Rammerman able to break the grip. Able to belly herself back out. Belle Erickson of Northern Cass riding tough on top. So Erickson still going to try to ride tough on top, and we'll get a whistle, and we'll get an illegal move, and a penalty point. So Belle Erickson, the full Nelson called, so Arlie Rammerman of Lisbon will get the first points of the matchup on a penalty point. So on the restart, Rammerman now with a 1-point lead. Erickson going to lock up the cradle once again, trying to arch back. Has it, though, able to roll through is Rammerman, and no near fall points awarded. Now really high is Erickson. Rammerman going to try to pop the head out. She does. She gets the 2-point reversal. Final 15 seconds of the period. Riley Rammerman of Lisbon. We'll get the 3-0 lead. Final couple of seconds of the period as Riley Rammerman of Lisbon will take a 3-0 lead into period number 2. Again, we thank you for joining us here on YourLiveEvent.com. And give us a follow on X. So Aurora Shelton of Lisbon, Spencer Brown of Valley City, now ready to get underway. Starting the third period, we got a scramble. Rammerman has a 3-0 lead. Out on the center of the mat. And a 2-point reversal by Erickson. Cuts the deficit to 1 at 3-2. As now we're ready to wrestle. Aurora Shelton, Spencer Brown. 112 pounds. Third period, a minute remaining in the match. Belle Erickson trails by 1. She's got top control, going to look for a turn. Ready to go now on mat number 2. Again, that's Aurora Shelton of Lisbon, Spencer Brown of Valley City. So Erickson, 35 seconds. See if maybe she just tries to cut Rammerman and try to get a takedown. Shelton in, Brown wrestling. Neutral position, center of the mat. Erickson locking up a cradle once again. Trying to arch back. Rammerman able to roll through, pop the head out, and gets a reversal of her own right to the back. She's going to look for near fall points. Brown for Valley City. In on a headlock, going to try to look for the pinfall as well there. Final 9 seconds, it's 7-2. Rammerman with the lead. She'll look to pick up the victory right out the final couple of seconds. And Spencer Brown of Valley City will get the pinfall victory over Aurora Shelton. Minute and 11 seconds. Eva Carl Bloom of Lisbon, Claire Lathrop of Breckenridge Wahpeton, the next match on mat number 2. So Rammerman able to, right at the final couple seconds, picks up the victory over Belle Erickson of Northern Cass. Looks like we'll have an injury on mat number 2. Gabby Hanning of Valley City, Lila Gillespie of Lisbon, our next match at 124 pounds. So Shelton being looked at by trainers and medical staff and coaches. As Hanning duck attempt, and we'll get the takedown. Gabby Hanning with the first 3 points. Right to the back, going to look for some near fall points. Gillespie able to belly herself back out. But Hanning with a 3-0 lead. As the pinfall for Gabby Hanning in 27 seconds. Veda Carlbloom and Liam Glenn of EEK, the next matchup on mat number 1. Claire Lathrop of Breckenridge Wahpeton. Ava Carlbloom of Lisbon on mat number 2. So they're going to circle. Edge of the mat over on mat number 2. Lathrop and Carlbloom of Lisbon. Again, Liam Glynn of EEK, Veda Carlbloom of Lisbon, the next matchup.
On deck, on wrestling now on mat number 1, Vita Carbon, Lisbon. Liam Glynn, EEK.
Minute gone in the first period between Lathrop and Carlbloom. And then Veda Carlbloom and Liam Glynn of EEK about to get going on mat number 1. And thanks for joining us here, 2024 Lisbon Girls Varsity Invitational. Carlbloom in on a 3-point takedown. She'll take the early lead. 30 seconds remaining in the period. As 142 pounds, Veda Carlbloom and Liam Glynn now getting underway on mat number 1. Mat 2, Ava with the half Nelson attempt, going to try to run with it. Has 10 seconds, going to look for the quick pinfall. Lathrop going to have to try to fight off of her back. 5 more seconds to try to do so. That'll do it. But Ava will get the 4-point near fall to go up 7-0. Veda Carlbloom over on mat number 1. Still no points. As the legs lock, now we got a scramble, edge of the mat. Still neutral. Glynn, though, able to pop her head out and get the 3-point takedown. Edge of the mat, they'll get a 1-point escape. Will Veda, and so it'll be 3-1. Stalling warning on Veda Carlbloom. Ava Carlbloom still with a 7-0 lead, 20 seconds into the second period. She's got top control. 3-point takedown. Veda Carlbloom. Or excuse me, that's Glynn. So Liam Glynn now with a 6-1 lead. Now Glynn going to try to readjust the weight. So we'll just spin around and retain top control. 20 seconds gone. Liam Glynn with a 10-1 lead. Going to look for more. Crossface, circles around the head. Official got a count. And try 5 more seconds. Glynn going to try to get a couple near fall points. Now readjust, goes to the other way. Ava Carlbloom with a turn. Final 50 seconds. Claire Lathrop going to have to try to fight off of her back. Unable to do so. Ava Carlbloom will get the pinfall victory in the second period. On mat 1, Liam Glynn has a 12-1 lead. So Elizabeth Cherry, Lydia Lang, I believe one of them is not wrestling, so it'll be Clara Steffes of LaMoure-Litchville Marion, Aubrey Boson of Breckenridge Wahpeton. As we'll get a fall, Liam Glynn of EEK will pick up the pinfall victory in the second period. So, yep, Clara Steffes of LaMoure-Litchville Marion, Aubrey Boson of Breckenridge Wahpeton, the next match on mat number 2. Violet Hen of Lisbon. Valeria Acosta Batista of Valley City, the next match on mat number 1. About halfway through our matches here. Again, thanks for joining us on YourLiveEvent.com. Got started at 6, a busy night of wrestling here from Lisbon. So you get a forfeit, so Batista will get the pinfall victory, or the forfeit victory at 142. So Alexis Ranke, Lisbon, Catherine Russell of Valley City the next match. So Boson with a takedown. 1 minute gone in the first period for Breckenridge Wahpeton over on mat number 2. Clara Steffes, the opponent again from LLM. As Boson runs a half, going to look for the pinfall victory. Steffes going to try it and is able to belly herself back out. No near fall points. So Russell, Valley City checking in. Alexis Ranke of Lisbon, the opponent. Aubrey Boson with a 3-0 lead will get a whistle, will get a clasping call and a penalty point. So Steffes will get her first points of the matchup. She trails 3-1. Final 20 seconds of the period there on mat number 2. Mat return, Boson, and we'll get another clasping call. Russell looking for the headlock, gets the headlock, takes Ranke down to the mat. As Catherine Russell going to look for the fall, gets it. Catherine Russell, the first period pinfall victory for Valley City. Lillian Oster of Lisbon, Cora Albert of Northern Cass, the next match. So it's 3-2 now, make it 3-3 as Steffes will get the escape point, all tied up 3-3 going into our second period. As Ranke down on the mat being looked over by coaches. So we'll focus our attention over here on mat number 2. Boson still with a top control, however, able to switch is Steffes. She'll get the 2-point reversal, make it now 5-3, her first lead of the contest. Set out attempt into a knee slide, defended there by Steffes. Boson back up on her feet, but then briefly, as Steffes with a mat return now shoots a half. Able to run with it, back points upcoming. Claire Steffes of LaMoure going to look for the pinfall. Plenty of time she can settle in, 80 seconds, she gets it. Claire Steffes of LaMoure, the second period pinfall, 2:41. As Faith Nance of Valley City, Annika Mange of Kindred. So Oster Albert getting ready on mat number 1. Nance Mange on mat number 2. Color elbow ties, battle between Oster and Albert. As Albert in on a turn, right to the back, 3 near fall points, going to look for the fall. Lillian Oster of Kindred, or excuse me, of Lisbon. Lillian Oster will pick up the pinfall victory in 21 seconds. Over Cora Albert. So Aurora Shelton of Lisbon, Raven Skunberg of Breckenridge Wahpeton, our next match on mat number 1. So we'll skip her for a little bit. Addison Bowman, Maya Miller of Kindred. So Aurora Shelton, Raven Skunberg, they'll just wait a little bit as Shelton wrestled just a few minutes ago. As in on a shot, Mange will get the pin, will get the takedown, and now going to look for the pin. Plenty of time for Annika to settle in, and she can. Annika Mange, the first period pinfall victory over Faith Nance. So Haley Ford of Valley City, Quinn Sletdahl of Breckenridge Wahpeton the next match on mat number 2. So Addison Bowman, Maya Miller. The match on mat number 1. Mat number 2, Haley Ford, Quinn Sletdahl. Bowman Miller wrestling on mat number 1. Shot attempt. Bowman Miller trying to defend. Able to duck the head. Miller going to try to peel and face. Still no score, neutral position. Looking for a trip is Bowman. Had it down briefly, but reaction time will keep them at neutral position. Miller looking to peel. But Bowman able to get the mat return and the 3-point takedown. As able to get the stack up is Addison Bowman, and she'll get the pinfall over Maya Miller.
Winner by fall, Addison Bowman. Now wrestling.
So Bauman will stack up. That will be our Agassi Precision Egg move of the match. Give Agassi Precision a call today, 236. Agassi Precision Egg, give them a call today, 701-436-2119. Visit them planterdoc.com, your local precision planting dealer, Agassi Precision Egg in Hillsboro. So Ford looking for the pinfall victory. So Doug gonna have to try to fight off of her back. 30 seconds. Still plenty of time. As Ford gonna try to settle in. Haley Ford of Valley City. Loses the grip though. She's gonna get 4 near fall points. Sletdahl though gonna try to pick up an escape point before the end of the period. And no change. So Haley Ford of Valley City will take a 7-0 lead into our second period. Neutral position. And they'll go out of bounds, no change. $15 seconds gone in the second period. Haley Ford of Valley City, a 7-0 lead over Quinn Sletdahl of Breckenridge Wahpeton. We wrestle here, 2024 Lisbon Girls Varsity Invitational. A little bit of a break here on mat number 1. Just going to try to give a couple of wrestlers a little bit extra time between their matches. As duck under attempt, and Ford will increase her lead, make it now 10-0 on the 3-point takedown. Halfway gone in the match, a minute remaining in the second period. Chicken wing by Ford. And a look to stack her up, has the near fall points, and try to get the shoulders to the mat. Sletdow, though, able to belly herself back out, but it's a 4-point near fall, as now Ford 1 point away from the tech fall. 2-on-1, wrist control, final 40 seconds of the second period. Going to drag her back, going to look for a tilt. Edge of mat, out of bounds they go, and official only got to a count of 1. So no near fall points. They'll restart in the center as Haley Ford has a 14-0 lead. Ford going to put the chicken wing on once again. Run around the head. Final 20 seconds. Haley Ford going to look for the near fall points or maybe more for a pinfall. Final 15 seconds. Official counting. As Ford got the count at 2. Then he'll just let her belly herself back out. And Haley Ford, the 16-0 tech fall victory over Quinn Sletdahl of Breckenridge Wahpeton. So Eden Riddle of LaMoure, Marley Miller of EEK, our next match. And so Miller will just get herself, or excuse me, Riddle will get her self-checked into the scores table. Miller already on the mat, ready to wrestle on mat number 2. Neutral position between Riddle and Miller.
Now wrestling on mat number 1, Lila Gillespie, Lisbon, Bethany Schulheis.
So Lila Gillespie, Bethany Schultheis will be wrestling now on mat number 1. So just skipping around the order here, just waiting, making sure if you have some fresh wrestlers that are able to wrestle, why not wrestle them right now while we wait for the next wrestler for the time limit to come up. No score between Miller and Riddle over on mat number 2. It's getting started for Gillespie and Schultheis here on mat number 1. Snap attempt by Schultheis, but Gillespie able to defend, spin around, and get the takedown. So Gillespie will take a 3-0 lead. She'll put in a crossface. Miller for EEK in on a cradle attempt. Final 20 seconds there on mat number 2. Gillespie crossface, able to spin around the head. Near fall points upcoming. As Miller a 3-point takedown. Riddle now with a 1-point escape. 3-1, final couple of seconds of the first period. Gillespie still with that crossface. Now looking for the fall. Schultheis looking to turn, try to belly herself back out. Schultheis will readjust. Work back to the other side. Still holding the move, so officials saying same move. So has not awarded the points. 4-3. The score, Riddle leads going into the second period. They start neutral position. Gillespie still with top control. Now the official will award the 4-point near fall to make it 7-0, final 10 seconds. 7-3. Riddle with the lead. 90 seconds remaining in the second period. Our scoreboard from Bank North, banknorth.bank. End of the period, it's 7-0. As throw attempt, Schultheis with the throw. Right to the back, she's going to look for the pinfall. And she'll get it. Bethany Schultheis of Valley City, the pinfall over Lila Gillespie of Lisbon. As Marley Miller going to have to try to fight off of her back. She does so, bail herself out. But Eden Riddle of LaMoure will extend her lead now to 11-3. And so we'll take a little pause for mat number 1 once again. Final 20 seconds of the second period. Eden Riddle an 11-3 lead over EEK's Marley Miller. Shooting the crossface. Final 5 seconds. Looking for a quick turn, stacking her up, but running out of time. Did get a count of 2. So Eden Riddle will take now a 13-3 lead. As we go into period number 3. As blood time here, so we'll get a update from Olson Accounting. So we're here at the 2024 Lisbon Varsity Girls Invitational. Again, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. 3 different properties for the Lisbon Broncos, the girls wrestling team, or the boys wrestling team just across the hall in the main gymnasium in a triangular, as well as girls up at Central Cass here tonight. So our in match update from Olson Accounting. If you need help with monthly accounting or payroll, let Cindy and her staff give you a hand. Rely on the friendly team of professionals at Olson Accounting for all your tax and accounting needs. Go to olsoncpa.com. So Emerson Schwab of Lisbon, Deegan Kirkshinman of Valley City, the match at 136 pounds. No score, 55 seconds into the match. Riddle with a 13-4 lead going into period, or 15 seconds into period number 3 after blood time has been cleaned up. So Riddle, crossface, got to a count of 1, but then able to belly herself back up. Out was Miller. 30 seconds remaining, still neutral between Kirkshinman and Schwab. Couple of 136-pound wrestlers. Kirkshinman in a shot attempt, but then Schwab able to defend. Under a minute now, still a 9-point lead for Eden Riddle over Marley Miller on mat number 2. And that'll do it for period number 1. No score as we go into period number 2. Final 20 seconds. Riddle with a crossface, going to look for a final couple of points before the end of the match. Schwab, Kirkshinman, still no score in the second period. Started neutral. as duck under. Kirkshinman, but Schwab able to look away, turn and face. Riddle will get the major decision victory. Eden Riddle of LaMoure against Marley Miller of EEK. Melina Rebsum and Camden Kappenman, the matchup over on mat number 2. So no score, 45 seconds in the second period as Schwab in on a single leg attempt, scramble, whizzer, able to clear the arm and pop the head out. Emerson Schwab will pick up the first points of the match. She leads 3-0. Ready to go on mat number 2 between Rebsum and Kappenman. As Rebsum quickly on a takedown, 10 seconds in. Stand-up attempt by Kappenman, but Rebsum able to follow, defend, and turn it into a turn. Melina Rebsum for Lisbon going to look for the pinfall victory. Kappenman able to bail herself out, but it's 4 near fall points. It's a 7-0. Rebsum lead. End of the second, we go to the third. Schwab with a 3-0 lead. As Kirkshinman will start in the top position for Valley City. Rebsum back in on turn once again, 1 minute and 5 seconds. Plenty of time to settle in to try to get the fall. Kappenman going to have to try to fight off of her back. And there's the pinfall. Rebsum will get the fall. Melina Rebsum over Camden Kappenman. Maddie Krellin and Spencer Brown the next match on mat number 2. So 5-1 now in favor of Emerson Schwab over Deegan Kirkshinman of Valley City. So Brown ready on the mat. On mat number 2, going up against Krellin. Schwab with the 3-point takedown. Make it now 8-1. So 8-1. Schwab with the lead. Crossface. Final 20 seconds. A1 gonna see if Schwab can get some near fall points, make it a major decision territory. Brown and Krellin ready to wrestle over on mat number 2. Schwab will shoot the half, final couple of seconds. We'll just look to ride Kirkshinman out, and Schwab will pick up the victory. Emerson Schwab over Deegan Kirkshinman. So back to Aurora Shelton of Lisbon, Raven Skundberg of Breckenridge Wahpeton, the matchup. Krellin Brown, no score, 40 seconds into the match. And as we approach 8 o'clock, so 2 hours gone here. And thanks for joining us here on YourLiveEvent.com, the 2024 Lisbon Girls Varsity Invitational. Ready to go between Shelton and Skundberg. Both matches, no score in the first period. Brown, Krellin. Battling. Hand control. Collar elbow tie-ups. Return, and Skundberg will get the three-point takedown. Shelton going to have to try to work up. Sit out. Scramble. And Shelton transitions it into a headlock finish. She's got a 2-point reversal. And then we'll get a technical violation for 1 point, so that'll even it up. We're tied at 3. As Krellin going to look for the takedown. She gets one in the final 2 seconds of the period. Maddie Krellin able to beat the buzzer. She'll take a 3-0 lead into the second period. As Shelton on a turn and the fall. Laura Shelton with a first period fin fall, 59 seconds. Raven Skundberg of Breckenridge Wahpeton. Ava Carlbloom of Lisbon, Aubrey Boson of Breckenridge Wahpeton the match. Now 170 pounds over on mat number 1. Still a 3-0 lead. They start neutral between Krellin and Brown. As a headlock attempt, Maddie Krellin will get the headlock. Going to look for the pinfall. Going to have to try to settle in. Brown trying to fight out of it. And there's the fall. Maddie Krellin of Lisbon will get the pinfall victory in the second period over Valley City's Spencer Brown. 170 pounders. Carl with the 3-point takedown. Victoria Sanchez, Valley City. Brooklyn Ponzer of Oaks, the match at 124 pounds. Carl in on a cradle attempt. Edge of the mat, going to try to stay in bounds and look for the pinfall. Still plenty of time to settle in. There's the pinfall. Eva Carl Bloom of Lisbon, the pinfall over Aubrey Boson of Breckenridge Wahpeton. So then we'll go to 118 pounds, Presley Johnson of Lisbon, Belle Erickson of Northern Cass. Sanchez with a 3-1 lead, 20 seconds into the match. As another 3-point takedown for Sanchez, make it 6-1. She'll give the escape point against Ponzer. So Belle Erickson, Presley Johnson over on mat number 1 about to get started. 6-1, Victoria Sanchez of Valley City with the lead. (9-3) now. Sanchez with the lead. Johnson and Erickson about to get underway. Sanchez going to look for one more takedown. Final 30 seconds of the first period, able to clear the arms. And then Victoria Sanchez now a 12-3 lead over Brooklyn Ponzer. Johnson and Erickson on mat number 1 now getting underway, neutral position. First couple of seconds ticking. Sanchez in on a tilt, near fall points upcoming. Has a count of 4. And there's a 4-point near fall, make it now 16-3. Sanchez with a 13-point lead going into our second period. Erickson with a takedown for Northern Cass over against Johnson. And Erickson now with a chicken wing, going to look to run with it. Able to spin around the head, near fall points upcoming, and the pinfall. Belle Erickson of Northern Cass, the pinfall victory, 57 seconds over Lisbon, Presley Johnson. 17-3 the score on mat number 2. Sanchez 1 point away from the tech fall.
Now wrestling on mat number 1, Arlie Rammerman, Lisbon.
Arlie Rammerman of Lisbon, Quinn Sletdahl of Breckenridge Wahpeton the next match at 124 over on mat number 1. Sanchez will pick up the victory over Ponzer. Victoria Sanchez of Valley City, the winner.
Now wrestling on mat number 2, Catherine Russell, Valley City.
So Catherine Russell of Valley City, Liam Glynn of EEK. Couple of matches about getting ready to start. Catherine Russell, Valley City, Liam Glynn of EEK on mat number 2, 148 pounds. This 124 pounds, Arlie Rammerman of Lisbon, Quinn Sletdahl of Breckenridge Wahpeton. As a 3-point takedown for Russell, as well as a 3-point takedown for Rammerman. An escape point for Glynn. Or excuse me, we get a 1-point penalty point. So 3-1. Russell with the lead on mat number 2. Mat number 1. Rammerman with the 3-0 lead over Sletdahl of Breckenridge Wahpeton. 3 more matches on mat number 1. 5 more matches scheduled on mat number 2. Busy night of wrestling here from the Lisbon Armory. Cradle attempt, Rammerman. Loses the grip. Turn for Russell over on mat number 2. Now we'll readjust half Nelson, looking to run with it. Trying to get Glynn flipped over. Did get a 2-point near fall, did Russell. She'll take a 5-1 lead. Final 30 seconds of the first period there. Final 10 seconds of the first period on mat number 1. Arlie Rammerman with a 3-0 lead. As Russell gets a turn and the pinfall, Catherine Russell of Valley City, a first period pinfall victory for Liam Glynn of EEK.
Winner by fall, Victoria Sanchez.
So Camden Kappenman of Valley City, Eden Riddle of LLM, our next matchup. That at 100 pounds on mat number 2. Rammerman with a 3-0 lead. They start neutral. Shot attempt, single leg. Edge of the mat, they go out of bounds, and they'll stay neutral. So only matches on mat number 1. Arlie Rammerman of Lisbon, a 3-0 lead over Quinn Sletdahl. As now we're ready, Camden Kappenman of Valley City, Eden Riddle of LLM, 100 pounds. As Sletdahl on a throw attempt, right to the back, gets the pinfall. Quinn Sletdahl of Breckenridge Wahpeton the pinfall over Arlie Rammerman of Lisbon. As we're ready, Camden Kappenman of Valley City, Eden Riddle of LaMoure on mat number 2.
Vita Carbone, Lisbon. Naomi Miller, Kindred, mat number 1.
As Veda Carbloom of Lisbon, Naomi Miller of Kindred, our matchup on mat number 1. .30 seconds gone, no period, no score on mat number 2 between Kappenman and Riddle. As Kappenman on a 3-point takedown. Snap attempt, snap down by Carl Bloom. Miller looking to defend. Shot attempt, Miller. And she'll get the takedown to the back. Official counting near fall points. As Miller going to look for the pinfall. Carl now will release the grip. Now just going to have to try to fight off of her back. Miller going to try to readjust. Shoot the half. Carl though able to belly herself back out. Chicken wing by Miller. Looking to run around the head. Riddle within a penalty point. Camden and Kappenman still with the 3-1 lead now. Naomi Miller, though, looking for the pinfall for Kindred. She gets it. Naomi Miller, a pinfall victory over Veda Carl-Bloom of Lisbon in 1:20. Violet Hen, Lydia Lang. The next match, Hen from Lisbon, Lang from Kindred. As we get a clasping call. 1 point for Eden Riddle of LaMoure. Brings her within 1. 3-2. 10 seconds left in the first period. Got to restart with 10 seconds left. And Kappenman just able to ride Riddle out. Still 3-2. So Melina Rebsum of Lisbon, Emerson Merkel of EEK, our match on mat number 1. And stacking up, looking for the defensive pin there was Riddle. And now transition puts the leg in, and Eden Riddle of LaMoure will pick up the victory over Camden Kappenman of Valley City. They're 2 minutes and 27 seconds. Gabby Hanning of Valley City, Annika Mange of Kindred, the next match on mat number 2. So Repsum of Lisbon, Merkel of EEK, our match on mat number 1. Shot attempt, Repsum. Sprawl attempt by Merkel. Still neutral, 40 seconds remaining in the period. Handing of Valley City, Mange of Kindred. As Merkel able to get the takedown. Chicken wing, Merkel. Looking to run with it. Chicken wing able to get it locked in. Emerson Merkel looking for the pinfall, but get a whistle. we'll get a potentially dangerous called. It is a 4-point near fall for Merkel, and then no change. 3-2. Handing with the lead over on mat number 2. So go to period number 2 on mat number 1. Rebsum trails Merkel 7-0. Handing to Valley City, still with a chicken wing. Riding tough against Annika Mange of Kindred. Final 30 seconds of that one, starting period number 2 on mat number 1. Rebsum still trailing by 7. She has top control. Sit out attempt defended there by Rebsum. End of the period, still 3-2 over on mat number 2. Rebsum with a crossface, going to try to lock up the cradle. Merkel able to get back in on a stand-up. Mat return attempt into a double by Rebsum. Mange able to belly herself back up, but Rebsum locks in a half Nelson. She's going to look to run with it. Is Melina Rebsum of Lisbon. Has the half. Going to look for the fall. And gets it. Melina Rebsum down 7-0. Shoots the half, gets the pinfall attempt. As Melina Rebsum there able to bring the energy there in that match. As that is our Enbridge Energy Wrestler of the night here, Melina Rebsum for Lisbon. Life takes energy, energy for life. Enbridge online at enbridge.com. Out of bounds they go on mat number 2. As I'll do it for all the scheduled matches on mat number 1. We'll see if we try to move some mat 2 matches over to mat number 1. So Claire Steffes of LaMoure, Claire Lathrop of Breckenridge Wahpeton is on mat number 2. They'll move mat number 1's match, or the final match on mat number 2 over to mat number 1. Faith Nance of Valley City, Brooklyn Ponzer of Oaks. That will be our final match here tonight from the Armory here in Lisbon. So Ponzer of Oaks, Nance from Valley City will wrestle over on mat number 1. Mat number 2 going right now, Claire Lathrop of Breckenridge Wahpeton, Claire Steffes of LaMoure-Litchville Marion. Final 40 seconds into that first period, still neutral as we're starting. Neutral position on mat number 1. As we'll get a stoppage on mat number 1, is still trying to readjust the scoreboard and get that corrected and updated. Steffes shooting the half and getting the pinfall. Claire Steffes of LaMoure, the victory. First period pinfall over Claire Lathrop. So that should do it for mat number 2. So our final match, Faith Nance of Valley City, Brooklyn Ponzer of Oaks. Run a couple seconds off there. As they'll run about 17 seconds off, get ready to start or resume Nance and Ponzer. Ponzer looking for a throw. Looking for the headlock. Throws it, loses the grip, and try to get a single leg. Nance able to get the leg back free. It remains neutral. 45 seconds into the match. We're going to do one more match on mat number 1 as well. As shot attempt. Nance gets the three-point takedown. Now going to look for the pinfall. Faith Nance of Valley City. 50 seconds, can settle in to try to get the fall. Ponzer of Oaks going to try to have to fight off of her back. And a scramble. It's a 4-point near fall. As now Ponzer able to duck the head. She's got a 2-point reversal. Briefly had in the back, or had the back exposed. Nance able to belly herself back out. So final 10 seconds. Ponzer with top control, but a 7-2 deficit. Final 5 seconds. And that'll do it for period number 1. It's a 7-2 Faith Nance lead. So we'll start neutral position, 7-2. Nance with the lead. .15 seconds gone. Collar and elbow ties, battle in the center. .40 seconds gone in the period, still neutral. No score, or excuse me, a 7-2, no scoring in the period. Nance with a shot attempt. Ponzer trying to sprawl. Still neutral. Nance grabbing at that near leg. Ponzer trying to drape around. Halfway gone in the period. Still neutral, 50 seconds gone. Ponzer looking to run, spin behind the head. Ponzer, though, able to follow. Nance will grab the near leg. Crossface attempt by Nance, or by Ponzer, and we'll get a stalemate. 7-2, Faith Nance with the lead. And we'll resume neutral, 34 seconds remaining in the period. On our scoreboard from Bank North, banknorth.bank. .20 seconds remaining in the period. Circling the center. Ponzer with a headlock, gets it! Brooklyn Ponzer with the headlock. Nance gonna have to try to fight off of her back. 10 seconds remaining in the period. Brooklyn Ponzer going to look for the pinfall. Had the headlock, 5 seconds. Can Nance hold on? She cannot. Brooklyn Ponzer, the pinfall victory. 3 minutes, 58 seconds over Valley City's Faith Nance. So Liam Glynn of EEK will be wrestling against an opponent from Valley City. As Glenn looking for the headlock. Scramble. As Glenn headlock on the other side and has it locked up. Liam Glynn will look for the pinfall. 90 seconds remaining in the period. She can settle in. Here for EEK. 80 seconds remaining in the period. Then going to try to get the back exposed and some near fall points. Lose the grip, she'll just retain top control. As Glenn still with top control, cross face. More near fall points upcoming. 45 seconds remaining in the period. And there's the fall. Liam Glynn of EEK will pick up the pinfall victory on mat number 1. That will be our final match. We'll take a break. Our post-tournament show when we return, YourLiveEvent.com.
Wallach Johnson Insurance is your friendly neighborhood team of qualified insurance professionals celebrating over 40 years of service. As an experienced independent insurance agency, they have access to highly rated insurance companies and can shop around to find you an affordable solution for farm, crop, business, home, and auto insurance. Visit them at one of their locations in Lisbon, Winter, or Rutland and get a free quote started today. For more information, go to nd-insure.com.
From on-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle, trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customers satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
In a world of chaos, you need superhero-level protection.
I keep telling everyone they need to get the right protection for their lifestyle. Some do. We do.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Get the right protection for your lifestyle. Go to IRIinsurance.com to get a free quote and consultation.
Back here on YourLiveEvent.com. Reminder, the winter sports season in full gear right now on YLE. We had a number of games tonight. We also have a number of matchups here coming up this weekend as well on YourLiveEvent.com. Tomorrow in boys basketball, it will be Cherry versus Ada Borup West, Foston versus Climax Fisher, as well as in boys and girls basketball, Pelican Rapids will take on Hawley. In girls basketball, it will be Badger Greenbush Middle River versus Mahnomen Waban, as well as the continuation of the Barnes County basketball tournament in Valley City. More girls wrestling on the docket tomorrow as well, starting at 1 o'clock as the Carrington Invitational Tournament for girls wrestling will start 1 o'clock tomorrow. On Saturday, another busy afternoon of sports. The boys Carrington Invitational Tournament will happen 10 o'clock. That will start on YourLiveEvent.com. These Lisbon Broncos will take on Maple River. We'll have that for you in boys basketball on yourliveevent.com, as well as Central Cass versus Hillsborough Central Valley. In girls basketball on yourliveevent.com, Langdon area Munich will take on Central Cass. Again, for the full schedule, you can visit us on yourliveevent.com. Follow us on Your Live Event 1 on X, as well as, again, our website for our full up-to-date schedule for action and your local North Dakota and Minnesota high school contests right here on yourliveevent.com. Take a break. Be back with more from the Army when we return on yourliveevent.com.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated. KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms, saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage, our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
Visit with Rocky Nedham at Nedham Seeds Caledonia for LCS wheat seed varieties, Trigger, Cannon, and 2 new varieties named Buster and Dual. Call Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia. They also have proven wheat seed SY Velda from AgriPro. Your local Pioneer dealer, Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia, with corn, soybean, sunflower, and alfalfa seed for your farm and SeedX sugar beet seeds. Call Rocky 701-430-1149, Nedham Seeds Caledonia.
Short turnaround for these Lisbon Broncos, as again they will travel to Carrington tomorrow late morning, early afternoon for that Carrington invite. They also have upcoming matches against Carrington and as well as Bismarck Century. The Lisbon Dual Tournament is coming up at end of December. They're going to be at Fargo on January 7th. That one will take place at Fargo South High School. They're going to be on the road January 14th at Central Cass. They're going to host Northern Cass on January 18th. And they're going to be here, the Storehog Invite, January 18th as well for that one. January 23rd, they're going to travel to South Border. They have the Central Cass Invite, and then February 14th is when the East Region Tournament takes place. That one is at Central Cass, and then the state tournament is February 20th and 21st for the individual side, and February 22nd for the dual tournament for the North Dakota High School Activities Association. That's the upcoming schedule for the Lisbon Broncos wrestlers. We'll take a break, come back with more, wrap it up when we return. YourLiveEvent.com.
Every Wednesday night at 7, watch the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation. Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region, as we'll hear from area coaches in North Dakota and Minnesota. Plus, we'll highlight area high school seniors and their achievements in the classroom and on the court with our Senior Spotlight. That's the YourLiveEvent.com Coaches Show, presented by the Hillsborough Economic Development Corporation, Wednesday nights at 7 on YourLiveEvent.com.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Many factors impact your ability to increase profits on the farm. Make sure your planter is an asset and not a liability. Some limiting factors in making the perfect planter pass are row maintenance, meter calibration, and downforce management. It will not cost you anything to have the conversation about identifying solutions for these limiting factors. Agassiz Precision Ag, 636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Hey Lisbon, it's time to rally behind our favorite team. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are sending all our best wishes to the Broncos as they hit the court and field this season. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are proud to support our teams and community. Let's show our Broncos that we're with them every step of the way. Go Broncos! Your dedication and spirit makes us all proud. From all of us at the Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters, we're cheering for you.
R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is accepting applications for a broadcast sales representative. Applicant should be self-motivated, organized, have ability to communicate clearly, and the desire to help our customer partners grow their business with customer service for their advertising and marketing needs. All experience levels are encouraged to apply. To apply, email your resume to apply@rjbroadcasting.com. R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Score update from Central Cass in the fourth quarter. The Squirrels girls basketball, they lead the Lisbon Broncos 59-15. That game on yourliveevent.com. Again, number of Broncos home and then away games can be found right here on yourliveevent.com. Of course, just visit our sports scores, our upcoming schedule page on yourliveevent.com to view the current or up-to-date schedule and the current future matches as well every day on X at Your Live Event 1. We post the that day's scheduled of matches. Take one more break, wrap it up from the arm, and we return. YourLiveEvent.com.
Bank North, we strive to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. One transaction, one relationship, and one community at a time. We do it by supporting kids and schools, pitching in to help neighbors in need, partnering with rural businesses, and providing all the traditional and modern banking products and personalized lending services you expect from a reliable financial partner. Bank North, always true.
Thank you to all the sponsors that you saw and heard throughout this broadcast. Of course, whenever possible, we ask that you please patronize these businesses. At the very least, stop on in and tell them thank you, as without them, this coverage on Your Live Event would not be possible. I'm Brady Siebel saying once again, thank you for tuning in, and have a great rest of your night, everybody.